What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Caffeine Punk. Today is December 22nd. No, 21st. No, 22nd. December 22nd. This will be the last episode of the year. And I'll be taking a week off next week because I'm traveling to New York to see family. So the next episode will be 2 weeks from today. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. This episode is brought to you by Punk Rock Joe Coffee. If you like great coffee and punk rock, head over to punkrockjoe.com. That's punkrockjoe.com for your bag of punk rock coffee. If you like dark roast, you'll love it. If you don't like dark roast, you'll still like it because it's on the lighter side of the dark roast. So punkrockjoe.com, head over there and get yourself caffeinated. This episode is also brought to you by Vulture Press. If you're in a band, own a business, or need any kind of screen printing or any kind of, printing on merch, head over to Vulture Press. You could find them on Facebook at Vulture Press. That's VULTURE, like the bird, Vulture Press. They're out of Atlanta, run by Chris May, super cool dude, ex-bass player of the Queers. So Vulture Press for your screen printing needs. So tonight we are talking to Elyse Summerhouse. She is a tattoo artist from Baltimore. And I actually have an appointment with her in the spring, my daughter and I, to possibly get tattooed. So we're going to talk to Elyse about her background in art and how she got into tattooing, see if she has any stories about tattooing. And we'll just, see what the deal is, see how you go from becoming an apprentice all the way to co-owning a shop, which she does in Glen Burnie, Maryland now. So coming up, that'll be Elyse Summerhouse. In the meantime, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at the Caffeine Punk. Also hit subscribe wherever it may be. That helps out too. Trying to get to 100 subscribers, which I know is crazy. It's not crazy, but I think if you get to 100, you could actually make your own URL or some shit. I don't know, whatever. So hit subscribe. It helps us out. And if you'd like the show, there's an even better show called Our Brains Hurt. It's a podcast that I run with my friend Matt. We have a new episode up every Sunday night. So check us out on all social media outlets at Our Brains Hurt and ourbrainshurt.com. And that is it for now. So coming up is Elyse. We'll talk to her in a second. But first, give me coffee.
Give me coffee, I want coffee flowing through my veins. Give me coffee, I want coffee before I go insane. Give me coffee, I want coffee always in my head. Give me coffee, I want coffee till I'm fucking dead. I want coffee right now. I want coffee.
So today we're talking to Baltimore tattoo artist Elyse Summerhouse. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So before we get started, go ahead and plug and promote anything you have going on.
Yeah. I have my own website. It's just elysehouse.com. That is actually going to be changing soon. And I also just have like my Instagram, which, Elyse Tattoos. And I have my personal one. I don't really talk about that one as much, like when it comes to my persona as far as tattooing goes. So,
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Where are you from originally? Are you from Baltimore?
Sort of. I mean, I don't really know where to actually. Oh my gosh, why is my phone sound on? Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. So actually I was born in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. I moved to Maryland when I was eight. Yeah. And I've just been in like the Dundalk water people area.
Gotcha.
I
understand.
I guess the best way to describe it.
People from Maryland will understand.
Yeah.
When did you realize you wanted to be an artist? Like how early on in life?
I don't think that would be an actual question for me. Like I think it was already like known.
Yeah.
Like there was no doubt.
Right.
When I was younger, my mom actually, because both my parents kind of like do their own versions of art.
Okay.
And my mom made business cards for me that said, like when I was like 5, basically, for the career day at school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was lawyer, artist, fashion designer.
Yeah.
So I guess at 5 I knew what I was doing.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're super supportive then, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Maybe sometime. Okay. My dad has always been my biggest fan. He's
Cool.
got everybody beat. But my mom one time told me or asked me, she said, when are you gonna get a real job? Yeah. It was horrible. It was terrible. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, and then this was also, I think, in the same conversation that she said that my tattoo on my arm looked like a cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Totally.
Yeah. I feel like the same thing goes for like I talked to a lot of people in like bands, punk bands and stuff, and I think the same attitude goes for a lot of musicians as well. The parents are kind of like, all right, when are you going to be done with this? And I feel like tattoo artists, I've talked to some, and it's kind of has that same stigma associated with it. So
yeah. The one thing that like I never really thought about when it came to being a tattoo artist was like the money involved ever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think that's also another thing about like depending on like what you do, if you're in like the spotlight, quote unquote, or something like that, where
Right.
people are coming to you, you're in a service, something that you're providing and you're connecting with other people. There's like this level that you have to love it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And just love it, and then it'll like come back to you. So like
right.
these are jobs that a lot of people you hear struggle, because it's like tough because it's commission only or something like that too, or like it's not really a paying thing yet for like in your case, and that's fine because you like it,
right?
Because that's you always get back what you give,
right?
Tenfold. So that was something I had to tell them.
Yeah, you got to put in the time. Yeah, I guess that's for any art, really. I mean, my brother's a writer, and it's the same thing. Like, he'll be doing great, and then sometimes he'll, just be looking for work, but he'll continuously writing, and it's just those things you have to put in your dues, and eventually, what like you said, what you put in, you get out eventually. So that's cool. You went to Micah, right? I saw that in your on your website.
I actually so I never actually officially got to go to Micah.
Okay.
I got accepted into it, and I went to the summer programs that they had, but I never actually went there to go to college.
Gotcha.
Because I got 70 grand in scholarship money.
Oh, nice.
And well, it's great until they tell you that you still owe 56,000 for the first year.
Oh, wow. Shit.
And then you can't get approved for a loan because, of course, that's how credit works in this country. So
yeah, damn.
Yeah.
So how did you get into tattooing? Like, how did you go from like artist? What drew you into actually doing tattoos?
It's a funny story in my head because like now it's like, well, I already knew I was going to be doing this because I think I was told to be a tattoo artist for the first time in 3rd grade.
Oh, wow.
And then, it's something that people said a lot, and they would always like, give me a big pen, be like, draw on me, give me some tattoos, like, and you're like, hell yeah. And give them like bubble letters in their name. It's like, a little square to make it look like it's highlighted or like glistening, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, that was something that other people kept on telling me. And I remember there was a friend of mine that like they really were like, you can do it. This is how you do it. Go talk to this person, whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I don't have enough balls. And then I did this crazy MLM marketing, that kind of job. quote unquote. And I went to Texas for that. And then like, I actually, a guy messaged me one time and we were talking about art because he was a tattoo artist and he was opening a new studio and he was like, well, I'm looking for an apprentice or someone to help at the shop. And I was like, oh yeah, I totally want to do it. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm already working, 6 days a week.
Right.
So I really wanted to take my optional 6th day there and turn it into another job, aka what I really wanted to do, which is what this place always told you to do.
Yeah.
And when I asked about it, it was it came down to the fact that I have diabetes and sometimes I get sick, and because I was already working so much, my boss was like, you can barely do this, can you even think about doing that? And I was so pissed off. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, out of spite. I'm very spiteful. I will literally succeed because people don't want me to.
Yeah.
And just because, to piss people off, right?
Right.
So I go back to Maryland and I because turn of events, I actually got really sick and my parents were like, you gotta come back. And I was like, no, really? So road trip back. That was fun. Shout out to my mom. That was cool. But get back and I got an apprenticeship with another tattoo artist that was in Maryland, D. Sanchez. And I was really sick then too, because I just got back home and I was sick before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I need to make money too. And I had a car payment that was like more money than I ever thought I could ever pay before working at all the other places I worked before. So I worked at IKEA.
Gotcha.
And IKEA call center fired me for a kidney infection.
Really?
Yeah, because I came into work even though I was sick. And they said, well, you can't work for us if you're dead.
That's true.
Right. So I was like, okay, yeah, fair. So I went to the hospital. They kept me for a week. I called them every day to tell them I wasn't coming in, that I couldn't make it. And I was, putting in for the PTO and everything. But since I was a temporary employee, which, the whole adage of that is that you get hired afterwards. You all do.
Right.
But because I was not there for the week and I couldn't get the PTO, they were like, you can choose to stay until then, but after that, you got to go.
Wow.
And horrible. So I literally left right then and there because I didn't want to work for them anymore because they were really like hardcore, like to the schedule of time.
Yeah. You
can only take a 15-minute break if you go over like 30 seconds of that time. Wow. Oh my gosh. Doctor pay. Yeah. Crazy.
That's annoying.
It's so stupid. And you think like it's IKEA, no way, but there's something in those meatballs, I swear.
Yeah.
But I walked out, I called my mom. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a tattoo artist. Called my dad. I was like, yep, doing it. I had nowhere that I was going. I just said that that's what I was doing. And I ended up getting an apprenticeship somewhere random in the middle of nowhere because I pulled up and I thought it was going to actually be the place that I ended up getting my apprenticeship at.
Yeah.
I literally pulled up, I was like, I'm looking for $1, which association is not there, but yeah. He pulls up. Like there's a girl that's like maybe 14 inside this place. And I'm like, what's going on? It looks like a recliner. Wow. And he's like, well, yeah, you're a good artist. I'm going to need you to have a space. I'm like, okay. Which I thought was weird because I'm an apprentice. Right. So turns out that was not the place I was supposed to be at.
How long did you stay there?
I didn't. I went next week on a Tuesday because that's when I messaged.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, when do you want me back? And they're like, how about Tuesday? And I was like, okay. So I went there and I'm like, no one's here. The door's locked. There's no sign up. And they're like, where are you? I'm like, what do you mean? Where am I? And they're like, do you see a KFC? And I'm like looking around and there's just trees and birds chirping. Wow. So I have no idea what's going on. And I finally get to the real place. This is my my third time going to get an apprenticeship, actually maybe fourth. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah.
And I meet with a dude, and it was a good match and everything, and stuck around, whatever. And the second I found a place was when I was just like, I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Cool. Yeah.
So it just took that long.
Yeah. That's funny. So you were talking to a place, but going to a different place for like a
yeah,
week.
because when I looked it up, they had
Yeah.
the same name.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And it was just like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Weird.
The second place ended up not being that much better. It was kind of like weird. It was a trailer attached to like a barber shop.
Here, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
You co-own your current place, right? So you've
Yep.
gone from that story, apprenticing at the wrong place, to co-owning your own tattoo shop. So how long of a process was that?
Well, actually, March of 2022 will be when I will have my 4-year anniversary of doing my first ever tattoo.
Oh, cool.
So, including like, apprenticeship and everything. So 4 years of time. It's really just like, I was just in close quarters with Mariana, and Mariana actually was my mentor's girlfriend.
Okay.
So it was just, we were always together.
Nice.
And it's always like a good time. And I mean, now too, because the way our shop is set up is similar to how the beginning was. We were just talking about this the other day. And she's in one corner, I'm in the other. And of course we have our clients, and it's intimate enough. It's open enough though.
Right.
That
Gotcha.
Everyone's having a good time usually.
That's cool.
I'm always saying something stupid and having some stupid question, or what we call our high thoughts of the day. And she's just always she said the funniest thing the other day that I think all of us cried over.
Mm-hmm.
We had to stop. We were laughing. So she was like, bitch, I'm pulling a line. I really can't have you doing this to me right now. Yeah. But she was talking about how it's darker outside and everything, and how sundials. And then she's like, how do sundials adjust for daylight savings time? In all seriousness.
Yeah. That's pretty
And
funny.
like, she's just looking at me with like this like
sincere look.
Yeah. And I'm like, what you just said to me? Do you understand? I need you to stop what you like, put the machine down, please listen. Like, yeah. So yeah, it kills me every time, I swear.
That's cool. That's cool that you have an awesome working environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a co-owner, I mean, that's, it's got to be kind of liberating to be your own boss and stuff like that. But also stressful at the same time.
It can be stressful. It's more stressful because like right now it's me and Mariana. It's like our own place. It's our own little private studio. It's our own little boutique area. It's something close to us. And, we do conventions together a lot. So when we do that, it all looks the same. It all looks like us. Meshes very, very well together. Mm-hmm. But when you have other people in your space, sometimes that doesn't really work that well because those other people don't have the same vision. Right. They don't have the same passion. So that's when it gets stressful, is when you really are trying to have this like positive outlook and, you want the best for everybody. And like this thing I just saw earlier is like, you want to feed everybody, but you can't fix everybody's plate.
Right.
Like that's something that I really felt, because I'm like, that's harsh, because it's true.
Yeah.
It's so true. That's the only problem about being your own boss, is that if you need your help, I love my assistant. She is like my best friend, and sometimes she pisses me off.
Yeah.
So that's also where I'm like, oh God, because no matter what, I'm always going to have relationships with people that would be helping me like that, but I'm also going to compensate them like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Understand.
going to make sure they're taken care of because I got it, you know?
Right.
But then you're also like it put in that position where you have to make sure you're always gotting it, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I understand.
It's not grammar, but that's how like
I
my
understand.
brain's just trying to say it right now.
How did COVID affect you guys?
Oh gosh.
Were you shut down for a while?
We were shut down for 3 months. I was on
Okay.
vacation for 3 months. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We tried to do gift cards that like people would buy for individual artists.
Right.
So the shop would take its cut
Mm-hmm.
and the artist would get its cut directly, like not waiting for, you know, the tattoo,
Yeah.
you know, day, like that's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely helped me a lot because we also did like a rebate for it as well. So if you
Cool.
spent
Okay.
a certain amount of money, you got a certain amount of money back.
Cool.
And a lot of my clients that I already have booked and everything, like they booked again and they were just like, yeah, let's do a bigger piece, you know, like I know you're gonna need more sessions, let's go ahead and do this. And it was just easier. But it definitely made me booked out.
Yeah. I know. So my daughter and I actually put I signed up for you for the spring, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
A month ago.
A month
maybe?
ago? Okay.
She turned 18 in October and she wanted to get her first tattoo, but
yeah,
you know, she doesn't. I have a bunch of tattoos and I know it's like, you know, you shouldn't just run out to a random tattoo shop to get a tattoo. You need to like kind of do your research and
yeah.
And I've followed you for a while and I think your artwork is amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah, so we signed up for, I think it's March or April or whatever. But
okay, yeah.
So
sweet.
Yeah. So I'll probably see you in a few months.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Has there ever been a tattoo request that you were like, no, I'm not doing that? Whether it's you know, for whatever reason.
Okay, it depends. What kind of story do you want? You want something like juicy or you want some? Oh God. Okay. Anything. I'm refusing anything with a phoenix.
Okay.
Anything with a phoenix.
With a phoenix?
A phoenix.
Why is that?
Because every person that wants a phoenix tattooed is crazy. They are crazy. They're crazy. They are getting the whole thing behind a phoenix is rising from the ashes.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
that screams toxicity to me.
Yeah.
That screams like I'm not the person I was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's
a good thing to live by, I guess. Cut out the drama before it comes in.
Well, it's in my experience, it's always something that's just absolutely ridiculous with an expectation that's just bonkers.
Yeah.
And you try to reason with those people usually, and for some reason it always goes the same way. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I say whatever. Unless I talk to them. See, I'm that type of person that if I have a conversation and you change my mind, I will change my mind.
Right.
Because I am open-minded. I am not everything is always black and white.
Right.
You know, like racism is the only thing I feel like, you know, like those kinds of things, moral things.
Right.
That you can't have black and white or black and gray or whatever.
Yeah, there's no gray area.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I talk and I swear it's like mile a minute. My brain just doesn't want to keep up or my mouth doesn't want to keep up. And then they start tripping over each other, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about, I guess, so I remember when I was younger, my friend who just turned 18 wanted to get like a neck tattoo and the tattoo artist like talked them out of it.
Did they have other tattoos?
No, it was their first one.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it feels like.
Right. He might stop after a few minutes. And
let me tell you why. Okay, so I suggest neck tattoos only because of my experience, because I think I'm a pussy. Like, I think that it's painful, you know, but then I got my neck tattooed. I was like, this does not hurt. This tickles. I don't like this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt.
Right.
Because you can't laugh. So you're just being tortured. So it's
Right,
cool. But like, it didn't hurt, you know? So that's where I'm like, okay, but you can't just jump into that because everybody else does not say the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially when, especially men getting anywhere on their torso or neck done is not good because they have more nerves and it just is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Interesting.
Yeah. I had a guy cry one time because he got a chest piece for his first tattoo, but his girlfriend was watching.
That's funny. That was my most painful by far, the chest.
See? Yeah.
I thought the forearm was gonna hurt, but it didn't really. That was kind of like the least painful, I think.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the forearm. It's like my favorite spot for the first tattoo.
Yeah.
It's like you can watch it. It doesn't hurt. Especially in the right position. You can fall asleep if you really need to. It's great. It's fine.
Yeah. When I was getting my chest piece, it was like the closer he got to the nipple, it was like, holy shit, this is fucking. It felt like he was carving me with an X-Acto knife. It was horrible. But
yeah, it's God's real now. For sure.
All right, one last question, and this is not tattoo related.
Perfect.
I just like to ask everybody this question: if you were on death row, what would your final meal be?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so two things came to mind.
Okay.
Chicken samosas from Cheesecake Factory. And my grandmother's goulash.
Nice. Are you Russian?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, she just makes goulash.
Not. I took the DNA thing. It's not Russian. It's a whole bunch of random shit. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that I'm 23% Scottish.
All right.
But like I'm 1% Irish. So you know.
Okay.
It's a battle there.
Was that your biggest percentage, the Scottish?
No, it was 56% North European and English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Right. Yeah. I'm just white.
Yeah.
Oh, and Welsh.
Okay.
Sure.
So all from basically the British Isles, basically.
Yeah, like basically the British part is Iberian Peninsula as well. So that's kind of like, I don't know what that all is, but it's like Portugal, Spain, something like that. Yeah. So there's probably just some mixture of some stuff.
Right.
France. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, I'm Swiss French partially with the Norwegian part. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm a white person.
Yeah.
White.
That's white. That's
white.
Sounds good.
Yeah, colonizer. Great. Awesome. Sarcasm.
Well, thanks a lot for taking the time out to do this.
Yeah,
I really
no problem.
appreciate it. And good luck. You said you were going to start a podcast in the future.
I was wanting to, yes. I was looking into it. I just talk all the time. And well, me and Mariana used to have one, and we kind of want to do something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be cool. Yeah.
I have to just figure out how I can talk without doing my speech impediments, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be part of the gimmick. It's great.
Yeah, there you go.
See, sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm on it.
You're totally fine tonight. So
thanks.
yeah, totally. So this will be out on Wednesday, and I'll put all the links to your social media and stuff on the bottom of it.
Cool.
Yeah, so I will probably see you in the spring, hopefully.
I definitely. Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, Elyse, take care.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
See you.
Bye.